Everyone thinks.
All righty.
Yeah. Live.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the notification, and we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record, the People's Podcast. This afternoon, we have a great couple, two great guests who I'm interested to hear their love story, as well as many of the guests are, because we've seen you all from afar, but we don't know the intricacies of you all's, development. So the first of all, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
My sister Miriam says assalamu alaikum as well.
Alaikum salam, Mariam, big sis.
Okay, so the first thing we want to know is who chose on who first. We'll start with you, Sister Medinah.
Well, Tariq started out as my brother's friend, so I was definitely like, heck no, not interested in any of my brother's friends and anything like that. And they were always around because I was the team and whatnot. So definitely he was interested, I think, in me first, then the other way around.
Okay. And so, Brother Tariq, you agree with this? All
right, so let's get, we're off the record, right, Big Josh? So let's get off the record. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get off the record. Let's talk if we want to talk. Now, just play. All right, so that's for the most part true. As much as I would like to tell a story different, that's basically the truth. To be so real, Josh, and growing up, there was always that girl who you compared to other girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like, when I was in school or whatever it may be, it was always that girl who you compared to other girls. Like, she cute. She like Medinah though. Medinah could fight. Medinah could do this. So, and I did it subconsciously, not realizing what I was doing because, as she said, that was my man Elijah, loving to death. It was his older sister. So it was like, it was never, I never thought it was an opportunity there. You know what I'm saying? Never thought it was a chance. And I remember talking to my older brother, remember talking to my cousin Sharif, remember talking to bros on the older team, you know what I'm saying? That's really on your level. Growing up like, yo, man, Medinah bad. Ain't nobody talking to her. She bad. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Either y'all funny bunny or I don't really get it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let her slip away. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, let some other brother come from another city, man. Y'all wildin'. Because I just never saw the opportunity. And by Allah's grace, we both trained, with Professor Chris's class. And so that was like, the time I would see her on a week-to-week basis. So I never missed a class, you know what I'm saying? And we both played, we both played sports. She played tennis and I played football. And I was coming to class after football practice. She was coming to class after tennis. And I was that's when AIM was popping. And so I remember one day I missed class. I think I got like a real injury, Josh. Like I was a tailback. I think I really hurt myself.
Okay.
On AIM, and she was like, yo. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was a little tired. I ain't making the class. She's like, yo, you're making the class because you like she played me, Josh.
Okay.
Oh, you was tired. You too weak. And I'm like, yeah. Don't play me like that, love. Like, yo, you talking crazy, son. Like, and so she became a motivating factor, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like, yo, I can't miss a class. I don't care if I'm broke, leg broke, I'm going to class. And so, but it was also my opportunity just to kind of really hang out with her, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, and she was ruthless on that mat, bro. Like, Professor.
Okay.
And that's why it's a lot of people who we got to give thanks to when it comes to, us being blessed to be together, because he used to pair us up, you know what I'm saying? Like, on purpose. Like, I didn't know. I just thought, he wanted her to get some work in. And like, she didn't hold any punches, bro. Like, when she struck pressure points, all that. I'm like, yo, time out, beloved. Like, we gotta talk. We got caught before you punch me in the throat. You know what I'm saying? It was, but it was real. So that was really, honestly, the beginning. So now I definitely was like looking like, yo, she's crazy bad. And I gotta be real. I remember the first time I saw her. We was at Juma prayer in the mosque. And I think I told her like a million times. We was at Juma prayer, and I was probably super young. You know what I'm saying? I remember turning around. You ain't supposed to turn around in Juma prayer. The brothers in front on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But I was young. I was turning around. I wanted to see what the scope looked like. So I turn around. I see the sister in this like forest green suit with a head wrap. I'm like, yo, she is bad. Like, yo, who is that? And I remember leaving the mosque. No, well, not leaving the mosque. Came into the vestibule, and I was standing on the steps. I was short, so I had to stay on the steps so I could see everybody. And number 7. And I remember seeing her. I remember saying, yo, Rashad. And this was when, you know, like my family was kind of like, they were bringing us back to like junior FOI class, and we were kind of coming back. And so her family had been there, but we hadn't been around like at that time, you know, in that time frame. So it was my first time seeing her. And then, you know, then I started coming back to class, getting cool with Elijah and the team, and, you know, all of that. And then, you know, getting to know her. We worked together a lot at that point. But yeah, I remember that was the first time I saw her. And then, as I said, I always measured everybody else I knew to her. Like, yo, she cute, but she ain't like Medina though. She's smart, but Medina a little different. You know what I'm saying? So I always held her as a standard because I didn't really see that. All right, one day I could, you know, be married. You know, have two beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful
story. I never saw this side of Brother Tariq before. I never heard talk about. My sister Naima sends the greetings, and Brother Ronald.
Oh man, my sister.
And Brother Ronald says Tariq is so New York. Okay. My next question for you, Sister Medina, is what was you all's first date like?
And that's like well, we went to prom together. I don't know if that might count. Okay. That might be official, yeah. Because his parents, his dad, I think, his dad drove him out to my parents' house, and then we took a limo to prom, and so that was the first time I think we officially had like a date. We got dressed up and we went to my prom because he's a year younger than me, so that was he went to my prom with me, and then I went to his prom with him. So that was like 10, 11 years. I don't know, long 2007, like a long time ago. So yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay. My sister Mimi says Tariq was choosing at Juma. Okay. Okay.
Facts.
But Sister Medina, how did your parents feel about Brother Tariq showing interest in you?
Well, they always loved him. Out of all of his friends and coming over, they would measure and compare, like, oh, Brother Tariq does this, Brother Tariq, always talking about him. They loved him. He was the only one who would come to class. So he was just always around and very helpful. He was cordial and all that. So my mom always says, like, oh, you know, I think she said to his mother or his grandmother, they were in class together, like, oh, one day, one of my daughters is going to marry one of your sons. My mom plans in advance for her children, like who's going to do what. So she always loved him regardless of me or who. She loved Brother Tariq. So it was easy, I feel like, of an answer when he did ask permission from my dad. When we started to move forward with getting married, I think it was an easy answer. Like, yes, when? Okay. So that was, I think, they loved him. So that was easy.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, Brother Tariq, first of all, as a brother who has sisters and who had to fight for my sisters and always be protected, how was it going to, first, before we get to the father, how was it going to, Elijah? How was it going to her brother about his sister?
That was epic. We off the record, right? So I got to be so real. So Elijah, of course, we got 4 sisters. Elijah got 4 sisters. So he's had to experience that with Brother Ezekiel, who married Sister Camille, you know what I'm saying? So he knew what it was like having to deal with someone who liked his sister or whatever it may be. But it was different with me and him because this is my man, you know what I'm saying? We came up together, and so he knew me, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, I was the, first officer of the Junior FOI, captain of the Junior FOI. I was always the one who was trying to, make sure that we follow certain instructions, make sure we, holding a certain standard. So he knew who I was, you know what I'm saying? But, when it came to liking his sister, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I didn't really ask him in advance, you know what I'm saying? Because there was actually, there was a couple of the bros like Medina. You know what I'm saying? So I was always, one thing my mom taught me growing up with me, I'm one of 3 brothers. And so one thing she taught us growing up was if anybody likes your brother, she's off limits to you. I don't care when he liked her, when she liked him. I don't care how long she liked him, but she's off limits to you. And she told me that at like 7, 8, 10 years old. I'm like, yo, Mom, Rashad, me and not even in the same class, bro. Like, I don't understand, how that be a factor. So growing up, that was always something I even kept when it came to my team growing up. So sisters that they liked, it was like, man, all right, we all just gonna like her. I can't really talk to her. But what happened with Medina was, I was really started as a friendship. because I didn't think I had a chance. You gotta remember, there was no chance. It's like
Yes, sir, yes, sir,
Beyonce.
yes,
It's like
sir,
you
yes,
just
sir.
gonna like her. You know, that's it. You're gonna like her from a distance. You know, so it really started off as a genuine friendship. And so it kind of began to graduate, not really realizing what it was graduating into. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really see it. And so it was like one day, you know, we was on AIM and I was joking. Josh, I ain't gonna hold you. I was joking. I was like, man, one day we're gonna get married, have children. And yo, you know how you looking for the answer? Like right now they got the dots. So I know everybody who's in 2020, you looking at them dots. Whenever you ask a question that you nervous, back then AIM ain't had no damn dot. So you ain't know if the line died, Wi-Fi, you don't know what happened. So I remember looking like, maybe that question was a little too far. So you about to sing like JK and all of that. And she was like, okay. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, yo, I went head on. I think I called Alt right away. You know, I was like, yo, Alt, I think I got a chance. Alt. You know, so, but that was when I was like, man, maybe that there's a chance that I could actually like her, and then this could grow. And I remember me and Elijah, we was on a college tour. You know, we went on a college tour. Brother Sherwood, Brother Salim now, had sponsored a college tour. Me and him were walking, and he was like, yo, he said it to me. I think he came to me. I don't remember if I spoke to him first. I gotta ask him. But I remember him saying, he's like, yo, Ty, I know you like my sister, man. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know. But you know Elijah, he's like a real boastful dude. He's like, yeah, I'm going to let you do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
My man, I appreciate you. You know, but we did have that conversation, you know what I'm saying? Because he was really my man, one of my best friends. And I didn't want that to impact, you know, our relationship growing up. But at the same time, bro, I'm like, yo, bro, if I got a chance, I gotta shoot my shot, bro. It's Medinah, you know. I love you, my man. Don't hurt me. But you know, so that we did have that conversation. So I was happy that he was happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Like if he had anything like any friction or was gonna be any friction between them two, it definitely would have been a drawback because I truly respected him and their relationship. Like them growing up, like their family structure, I know that's not a part of the question, but their family structure is so tight. Like I never seen someone laugh at that time the way she laughed at her brother, the way they laughed with each other, because they're what 11 months apart, so they're extremely close. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, they were close, they were tight, and so I really never wanted to get in between it. Even to the day, if they got something, bro, y'all talk that out. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta talk separate, man. That's your brother because I know they're truly tied in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I never wanted anything to come between that. But hey, man, I had to shoot my shot, Josh.
Yes, sir. Shoot. That's what we do.
Gotta shoot, bro.
Yes, sir. Okay, my sister Naima says, "Oh, y'all were destined to be so beautiful." Sister Joy says, "Beautiful." My sister Miriam says, "Beautiful couple with a beautiful family." Praise be to Allah. Okay, excellent. My question for you, Sister Medinah, is who said "I love you" first?
Great question, Josh.
Yeah, you remember?
I absolutely remember.
Because I really don't remember. I've been through a lot of trauma. I had 2 children. So my memory,
she blames the children.
So my memory
so
is
early
really
in the
bad
interview.
when it comes to that.
Okay, but
he's assuming that I did. I guess.
That's why she don't remember, Josh. She said it first. If I said it first, she would remember the exact scenario.
Exactly.
Said it first and then hung up the phone.
I don't know why I would say that.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, look at me. No, but no, yeah. You don't remember that?
I really don't.
She said it and hung up the phone. And I was sitting there stuck like, I couldn't have heard that right. Maybe I heard that wrong. And so, yeah, I remember that. She said it and hung up the phone.
Okay.
So many.
Brother Tariq, as a man, you know, driller, martial arts engineer, just so accomplished, but fearless, right? Fedahim, you know what it is. How did you get the confidence enough to propose, and what went into it, and how did that transpire?
That's a good one.
Oh man, that's a loaded question. Very loaded question. Okay, so you know, when you're blessed to grow up in the Nation of Islam, you know, we are blessed to watch a lot of couples growing up.
Yes,
you know, and we were blessed to connect pretty early than most people. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I was in the 10th grade. And that's when our friendship started, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, coming through graduating high school, I went to her prom first. She went to my prom, you know, going into college. So at a certain point, it doesn't really become, will you marry me? It becomes when, You know what I'm saying? It comes when. So we had already had the conversations. Like, you know, we knew we wanted to marry each other, grow a family. You know, I just knew, you know, I had no money. So it was like, that was one of the things.
We're supposed to move out of our family's home into something better. And that's one thing I definitely knew, that I was not moving into anywhere not better than where I came from.
Right. Which is tough, right? We know the teachers, but I mean, goddamn it, bro. It's tough.
Yes, sir,
you know?
Yes, sir.
We know the message that said have a year's have a year's salary saved up. She came out of the house, put it in the house. It's like, oh, holy apostle. I got you, but this is tough, you know. So it wasn't a who, it was just a win. You know, growing up, you know, Josh, I'm sure you got it. It was like, yo, when you gonna get married? It's like, yo, bro, I'm in high school. Like, I have no money. And then I was in college. I had less money. I'm out of my parents' house. And so once I graduated college, I think you were headed to China. Yeah. Or something like that. She was headed to China for a year or something like that. And it was now like Medina's a planner. Like she's a planner. Like she's not a planner for tomorrow, Josh. She's a planner for next week. So
yeah.
If she knows her next step, that's not enough. Tariq's a next step guy. If I'm in high school and I know I'm going to college, I'm good. That's what I need to know. Yeah. I'm not thinking about career. I'm going to China. What's after China? And she's like, so what am I doing once I get back from China? I'm like, bruh, I just got a job in Connecticut. I'm in Hartford, Connecticut. I've never lived outside of the New York area. I have no idea what's up here. It's the city, but it's not the city. I love the believers up in Hartford. Shout out to my believers in Hartford. But it was just way different. And I never lived in the hood. I was kind of close to the hood. So it was like, all right, this is weird too. And so I was trying to understand like life there for me. And I didn't really get it yet. And I was trying to figure it out. Had my own apartment, paying rent myself for the first time, cable, all of that. And she's like, yo, so what's after this? I'm like, I guess we really got to think about marriage now, you know? And I think right before she left for China, did I put in papers already?
In like October, I think you put in the papers, and then proposed in December, during December break from school. Yeah. Okay. It was something like, because I was leaving in the end of January, February. Okay. I was leaving. Regardless, I was like, it was a lot happening, Josh. Yeah. But I was out. That was a blur, and we probably gonna get to that question, but I did talk to her pops. So I guess I'll wait and see we get to that one. But she was about to leave, right? And I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, Dad, you know what I'm saying? I'm propose. No, I said we wanted to get married before she left. Okay. Get married before she left, right? We're gonna do like a rush wedding. We're just gonna get married and go. And she's a justice of the peace. Like her mom's and dad did a justice of the peace joke. She's like, yo, married, boom, we married. I'm like, my mom will personally kill me. Yeah, gone. If I do a justice of the peace wedding, bro. Yeah, I understand. Like, I couldn't, like, now that I think about it, she probably didn't care, but I just felt like I wouldn't live. So I'm like, yo, we gotta do an actual wedding, bro. I just don't see it. And so we were rushing. My dad is kind of like, he was like, yo, son, why are you rushing it? Why don't you just wait till she gets back? And he's like, I wouldn't have my wife go all the way to China after we got married. And in my mind was different because I was blessed to be her friend since high school, and she was always traveling. So that wasn't foreign to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like she went to Europe, she went to Tanzania, Thailand. So it was kind of like, yo, she traveling now. I ain't gonna stop this girl from traveling. Whether I marry her or don't marry her now, she's still gonna travel. And so in retrospect, I'm like, you know, what if we would have done that? But I did want to propose beforehand. So I think I put in the papers, and you know, of course, got approved and all of that. And and I don't say of course, but so now mind you, did I start my job yet? I was broke, Josh. I had no money, bro. No money at all. So I went to Michael's, the craft store. Yeah. I went to Michael's, I think there's a jewelry Michael's. I didn't go to that one. I went to the Michael's, the craft store, and I made a ring. I promise you, bro. I made, John, look at me again like that. I made a ring. Now, this is off the record. Yeah. You know, I had to be real, bro. Can't lie to you. Okay. I made a ring, put a purple stone on the top, black band, and I proposed to her in like felt material. Felt material. Picture. Bro, I proposed to her in a Ray's Pizza near Times Square in New York. Bro, I promise you, bro. It was probably the dirtiest Ray's Pizza you can imagine. We went to the Lion King. We went to go see the Lion King. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe around her birthday. So that was my initial proposal. It'd be so rude. That's what it was because I was rushing to do it before she left. I wanted her to go to China engaged because I'm like, yo, she's a part Chinese. I need her going out there, connecting with her roots. Like, yo, this is Mulan and this is my long lost Qin dynasty mate. None of that, bro. You married to a Black American Muslim in New York. That's what that was about. So that was my proposal, you know.
Okay.
Over a big rock to answer that, if that was the question.
Okay, my sister Miriam says, brothers, don't try this at home.
Please don't, brothers.
Sister Medinah, when you saw Brother Tariq, y'all went to the Lion King, but you said that was the Lion King first. That was beautiful. So y'all go to the Lion King. Sister Medinah, you see him pull the ring out. What goes through your mind?
I think he gave me like a whole blurb or a speech beforehand and whatnot. So I was like sweating, immediately sweating because I didn't know, but I did know it was coming, like one of those type of moments. And I still loved it, and I still have it to this day because that's one of my things. I'm a crafter person. Like I make a lot of things. So for him to do that because he didn't have time to and whatnot, and just making sure that he still wanted me, that was, I think, the best part. So of course I was still excited about that ring. I still have it.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. So that's a good story. Sister Naima K says, not Mulan. Brother Ronald says, sis is a real one because that would probably never work again. Beautiful. Okay, my next question for you, Brother Tariq, is how easy did the families blend, your family and her family?
Oh man, bro. I mean, we were so blessed because it couldn't be better. It couldn't be better. Our families were already close. They were already tight. My dad always had a lot of respect for her dad, growing up. I mean, for me growing up watching him, he always loved Dr. Vernon. My mom always loved Sister Jackie because they graduated from the same class, MGT class. So they were always tight. And I remember when we were younger, the whole team used to go, spend the night at Elijah's house. That was like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the Huxtable crib growing up, bro. Okay. I mean, their Ramadan was like a real Ramadan. Like everybody read, prayer rugs out, house shut. Like Dr. V, he just produced such a cohesion in that house. And anybody coming in became a part of that. You didn't influence that house. That house influenced you. That house influenced Muhammad Mosque number 7. They were the hub for many relationships to continue. Sister Jackie did a lot of like relationship counseling. But for my team growing up, that was like the house. That was the house to go to. You know what I'm saying? Outside of their house was my house. And we came to my house, we were playing video games, eating pizza. You know what I'm saying? So it was a beautiful crib too. But for their house, it was just a beautiful family structure. So, but she, Sister Jackie had 4 daughters. So when I was younger and I used to want to go to their house, my mom used to be like, I was like, yo, mom, can I, spend the night at Elijah's house? She goes, nah. I'm kind of like, yo, you like Elijah. You like the family. Why I can't go? She said, yo, they got 4 daughters. I'm like, Mom, I don't even understand. She's like, no. You're not going to have, they got 4 daughters. I'm like, yo, Mom, that's not even math. I don't even understand what you're saying. Unbeknownst, I married one of the daughters. So, Mom, you can't stop me now. I'm just playing. But like in her mind, because she has so much respect for them, their house, you know what I'm saying? Their son, adolescent, in them years, she just wasn't going to have us being over there like that. But they had so much respect and love for each other. Like, it's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? For those families to be connected, man. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, Sister Medinah, what has been your greatest trial as a wife, and how have you overcome that trial?
I think initially when we first got married, because we've known each other so long, we've had a lot of those hard conversations beforehand, that it was making sure that I fulfilled or felt fulfilled through expectations, whether it was my own or the ones that I put on him that I thought he wanted for me. So those probably were like the big trials, making sure that I also stayed true to who I am. Because once you get married, there's a lot of unspoken expectations, I think, for the female to do. And if it's not done, it's like, oh, judge, right? It's just not necessarily from him, or it could be just yourself. So it's really just trying to make sure that I'm comfortable with myself during the process of learning how I am as a wife, because at day one, that was my first day as a wife. Day one, and that was his first day as a husband, versus before I've been Medinah for 22 years, so I know how to be me, single, like this. But once we start to become one, learning that process, just being patient with myself, learning that process, becoming one, because we still bicker and fight over small stuff, and it's like, and then we're over it. It's just one of those things, you go here and here, right? You're in harmony, and then it's like, all right, we got to figure this part out. We're fighting, and then you come back out, and so it's one of those things of maintaining that balance and realizing that it's going to be okay. You have to go through this trial. And so in the very beginning, I always tell people my very beginning of my marriage was wonderful, because we knew that part. We knew each other. They say the first 3 are the hardest. A lot of people's like, oh, the first year was so hard. For us, for me, I can't say for us. For me, it was great. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. We were like in bliss and all that. We didn't have children yet. It was like perfect. And then after children, that's really when it's the trial, because we can kind of work on our own orbits. Just husband, just wife, doing our own thing. I could be good I have time to cook, work out, clean the house, still go to work, create a business, whatever you're gonna do, you can still do that. But once you have children, that's when we really had to come together and work together towards a common goal. And that's when I had to put certain things on hold for a minute, whether it's those 9 months where I literally can't do anything. And then it's mentally after that, when you're maybe breastfeeding, or maybe you have to take time off of work. So just that time where you're realizing that there's sacrifice, I think that part was when it started to get harder. It was way after 3 years. I think we had him at around 3 years.
Okay.
4 years married. So that's when it started to get a little more rocky, like, all right, we got to figure this out, because at the beginning it was great. It was easy and whatnot. Just trying to figure out how this thing works.
Okay, excellent. Praise be to Allah. Thank you all for watching. I'm coming to you, Brother Tariq. Brother Ronald said, just noticed they were sharing AirPods. LOL, beautiful young couple, great example for our nation.
Oh yeah, sharing AirPods.
Okay, yes. Okay, Brother Tariq, my question for you is, what has been your greatest trial as a husband, / father, and how you overcome that?
Oh man, that's my largest trial is being able to the balance, what I'm saying, where there's, that's almost like a facade, I hate to say it like that, but what I'm beginning to learn is you don't really create the sense of balance that we kind of imagine at times, where it's like, you have almost the same amount of hours throughout the day to cater to everything that you need, build your business, if you're still working a 9 to 5, cater to your family, cater to your wife, serve your nation. It's going to be cyclical. Like when you see a chart like this, it's going to be highs and lows. And so it's about kind of really working to master when and read your family. You know what I'm saying? You really have to be able to read your wife.
Okay,
my wife gets to those points where I start hearing certain communication, like, I'm done with these boys, and I'm done. All right, cool. You got to put overdrive in that level now. All right, now let me take the boys outside, because one of these boys is going to be missing if I leave them in here right now. Yeah. She needs this time, so it was like when she was pregnant with Issa, my first son, I had to go into a whole different mode that I never really been in before. You know what I'm saying? Where I was cooking, I was cleaning, like everything, Josh. And
yes, sir.
When you waking up at 7, before work, bro, you up at 5 to cook 3 meals, to have 3 meals set throughout the day, because you ain't gonna be home. It's different. Like you and then the danger that you enter into is comparisons. You might call your bros to vent a little bit or to get advice. And they might be like, my wife can still cook while pregnant. She's still doing this. She's still, and sometimes you can be like, bruh, what's up? Like, I'm over here slaving and it's like, and you enter into a very dangerous zone, extremely dangerous zone by making comparisons. because you're not in their marriage. You're not in their life. You have no idea what their trials are. If Allah's bringing you this, he's saying that you got the capacity to do it.
Yes, sir.
Which
yes,
means
sir.
you have to analyze you. Now, it's not bad getting advice from people. That's not a bad thing. But never try to plug and play it as if it is going to work perfectly for yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You might get an understanding, but at one time I was trying to plug and play, and it's like, nah, that don't work for me. My wife's different. My wife's a warrior. And I mean, not to say that anybody else is not a warrior. I don't want to make comparisons, but when I saw her give birth, Josh, I saw something different. Now, right before that, we were at a wedding where, oh, my bad.
Yeah, yes, sir. I hate
question.
We gotta pause on this.
Pause. We pause that.
The pregnancy thing.
Okay.
You saw her give birth.
Right.
You in the room.
Facts.
You seeing everything.
No. Yes and no, Josh. Yes and no. Yes and no. I got the best advice probably like a week before. We was at a wedding, my friend's wedding, and a friend of mine named Casey, her husband, or I don't know if they're married. I think they are married. Her husband said, he said, man. He said, somebody had told me. He said, he told me, he said, yo, bro, he said, your zone is the belly up. That's where you live.
Okay.
To the head, to the belly. He said, everything underneath, let that rock to the doctor, bro. He said, it ain't gonna look the same. He said, I peeked over there. I said, bro. And I was standing there like, nah, I'm good. My man told me to focus up. I'm focusing up.
Okay.
But I mentioned that earlier to say, when my wife, she does mental warfare. When she makes a decision on something, it's a go. She's in that zone until she makes a decision. She don't make a decision or she gonna do something, it's gonna hold. But as soon as she makes a decision, she taps into another zone for herself. She gets that chi. Like she really truly gets that. And it was a certain point, bro. I gotta be real with you, John. I lost faith, bro. I lost faith. I said, yo, we're in labor. We're like 17 hours in, bro. Damn. Like, I'm like, yo, this baby's never coming out. Like, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that can happen. Like, the baby can never come out. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, bro. I don't know what that happened. But I'm like, yo, like, I'm doing as much as I can. I went to Lamaze, the massages. Yo, bro, I'm at a loss. I don't know any more that I can do. Like, I can't do no more. And then that's when I met Allah. Crazy. I thought I met him before, and I met him different because once I said, yo, I just don't know. I swear, the moment after that, a light went on in her. I don't know what happened. And she began to push. She said, she turned up. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, no, they told me something. They said, if not, if his heart rate goes down again, then we may have to do something. And I was like, nah, like a C-section. Yeah, I was like, nah, B, you're not touching my son. And that was it. And that was a whole different mode. And I seen Allah go to work, and I seen a whole different level of strength. And that's what taught me. And like, I think I whispered in her ear. I said, yo, I don't know if I can put you through this again. Yeah. Like, because I'm like, I seen something different, bro. I was like, this is pain. And I damn it, like, I didn't. Yo, Josh, I swear, before that, bro, I ain't gonna say I'm a strong dude. I consider myself stronger. The train, Yes, sir. Drill, I did not understand how dudes could pass out when their wife was giving birth. I didn't understand it. It was foreign. I'm like, yo, bro, you a punk, bro. Come on, you pass out, bro. You ain't strong, bro. When she was pushing, Josh, you can see the thing. Like, you can see, it's about to come. I'm pushing with her. So I'm like, ugh! Like, I'm doing the same thing. I damn near passed out, bro. I'm like, this is real. I said, I see it now, bro. Like, I never joke on another man. Who passed out? Like, I didn't pass out for the record. On the record, off the record. Tariq didn't pass out. So everybody who out there laughing, I didn't pass out. But I see how it can happen now. Because as she was pushing, I was pushing too. Because I'm the type, if you in pain, I gotta try to get there with you. I got, and I'm like, oh snap! Like, we didn't eat, I didn't eat, so it was like, yo, I'm gonna die. We both out of here. The baby gonna hopefully raise itself. But she laughs at me because I had to tell her that later. I'm like, yo, I'm pushing too. Like, I'm passed out, man. But yeah, in that moment, bro, I saw something different. So just to double back to your previous question, when it comes to this, is trying to establish that balance is extremely tough. So I've no longer strived to do that in the way I thought about it
before. The way you establish balance is you put a surge in. When you see a need, when you see that need, your wife needs you. She needs that time away. She needs that attention. All right, yo, mom, can you hold the boys down for a night? I got to cater to this girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, by Allah's grace, her birthday this year, she was like, yo, we ain't going to do nothing. Was it a birthday? Yeah, it had to be a birthday. She was like, yo, we can't go nowhere. She's a traveler, world traveler, Josh. Like, so I strive to bring the world to her. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I the house up, you know, because that was all I could think of. I was at a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what I could do. So I'm like, yo, maybe we could do something like that. And it costs a lot more money than I thought. Like all those little damn trinkets and stuff, man. It was like, yo, it takes some stuff, but I strive to be creative. And so like, that's why my brother Ron said, yeah, making the ring, something, Aaliyah, one of the young sisters, she helped, you know, in her training, who she coached in her training growing up. When I bought her ring for the wedding, she said, wow, you really know Medinah. She said she would like a ring like that because the second ring that I bought was like some pearl stone, bamboo, but it was a, you know, real eclectic type of tribalish. Yeah, tribalish. And she was like, you really know her? And I'm like, right. You have to know your wife. You have to know the woman that you're looking to marry. So when I made it, well, I wasn't making it because I was just broke. I knew that she would appreciate the effort that was being put in. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was by far less than what she deserved, you know? So, but yeah, the struggle is establishing that balance, especially once the family starts to grow. It's tough, and I'm not perfect at it, bro. I failed earlier today before the call. Like, goddamn, I gotta figure this out, you know. You know, but as long as you're committed to the grind, you know, you're committed to the struggle of, you know, striving to make her happy, you know. And as she said, we used to bicker, and I used to be the one who I was the type, Josh, like, yo, we gotta have a conversation, we gotta settle on it. We both got to make our arguments clear. She's the type like, yo, all right, we argue, let's move forward. I'm kind of like, no, let's not shrug it off. Let's figure this out. And now I'm kind of like, you know what? Whatever, man. You know, I just yelled at you. Cool. Yo, you hungry? We order pizza later. We're going to make something. All right, cool. Here's what it is, man. Let's go forward.
There's way more things to fight about than, or struggle about than the small stuff.
Damn coronavirus outside, man. I ain't arguing with nobody no more.
You got to pick your battles, bro.
That's beautiful. I want to read the comments to you, and I'm coming to you, Sister Medinah. My sister Miriam says that was so creative and thoughtful. Brother Tariq, Brother Elijah says, all praise to Allah. Brother Mateen said, this man is a comedian. That's real. And my sister Naima said that's real. Pregnancy can take you out. Okay. And Sister Lovett says, all praise to Allah. Thank you all for watching. Sister Medinah, what has been your greatest joy in your marriage?
That shouldn't be such a hard question.
No, I think for me, it's been just to have a lifelong partner. So like, that's one thing that I don't have to worry about. So there's so much out there, how it kind of like merged what we're talking about, but there's so much out there that is negative. And there's a lot of things that we have to worry about, whether it's paying bills and going to, like, there's a lot of stuff to worry about. That's one thing I don't have to worry about, is who I'm going to live my life with and who's going to struggle with me. So having that lifelong partner, I know if I wanted to jump off of an airplane, he was coming with me, and that's what we did, you know? So like, there's certain things, like I know a ride or die, that's what I have here. Because I like to do the craziest things in life, and I have to drag him with me, and he's like, all right. And he'll come because he doesn't want me to do it by myself or die by myself. Whatever's gonna happen.
Together.
But at least I know I have that lifelong partner. That's one thing I don't have to worry about in this world, because it's scary sometimes. And when Corona first hit, it's one of those things where I was nervous. I didn't know what was the next moves. They closed schools, stores, everything. And we're like, all right, what are we gonna do? Like, it's me and you. We have these boys that now I'm the parent, right? I used to, like I could look to my parents to do all these things, but now it's me. They're looking at me like, hey, what are we gonna eat? And I'm like, oh God, like I'm the parent that is being looked at now. And so that being that heavy responsibility, at least I know that we're in this together, trying to figure this thing called life out together, and we'll make it happen. So that's like a security thing, I think, for me. It's like, I know I got him. Because I had a strong father growing up. And so for him to take that spot and replace My strong father, that was a blessing, because all I knew all my life, I was like, I love my dad so much. I'm like, I need somebody like my dad, even though he's not like my dad. But he's a really good, strong figure, and he's a great father to my children. And that's really, I put so much into my sons. I'm like, yo, I need you guys to look at dad. Here you go. Look at your father. Look at your father. Because that's, so as long as I have those two things, he has my lifelong. And if anything happened to me, I know my sons are good because they got him. I'm good.
That's beautiful. Okay, Brother Tariq, what has been your greatest joy in your marriage?
It's really similar. It's when it comes down to it, because when you get married, that's your wife, you're her husband. When you have children, she's the mom, you're the dad. When you begin to travel backwards, what are you all before that? A lot of people weren't anything before husband and wife. We were blessed to be friends.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When you get back to the general basis of things, I'm still talking to that same friend. You know what I'm saying? That has grown, but it's still the same friend. So I have a genuine basis to pull from when things get tough. Like, I know her to a degree, you know what I'm saying? So it's like as a friend, you know what I'm saying? And it's different because it's different as a husband. It's different when you all are parents, you know what I'm saying? But when you are friends first, it's like, oh, right. That was you as a friend, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I got something messing up.
That's all good.
My meeting right quick,
and
bro.
Thank you all for watching the People's Podcast and showing love with the likes as well.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir. So but yeah, so that's honestly, it's really that. It's that friendship basis that, to me, that's the greatest joy, because at the end of it all, I still have that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it all, we always got that basis to really pull from. That if I would get weak from the husband side, you know what I'm saying? Because it gets real, man. Like her dad established, whenever I had a marker of like, man, I got a wonderful dad. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is to be a father, to be a son of a dad, of a real father growing up, a person who was an example. You know what I'm saying? And she came from a dad who she loved, you know what I'm saying, as a daughter. And it's like, to be able to view that from the outside and the relationship I got with my dad, it's like, man, how the heck do you measure up? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, this is just hard. Son. Like, this guy was a superhero. My dad is a thorough dude. Like, so it's like you just strive to be the best that you can be under the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he, the way him and through the example that we have of the minister, that's really the best that you can do, and it's strive to be a better man that you can be. And then you look and say, wow, that's what my dad did. He strived to be like the minister, the best that he could be. That's what her dad did. He strived to, to bring that to his family. And it's like, all right, inshallah, that worked for me too. It was worked for everybody else. But yeah, we just being, friends at the end of the day has been our greatest, been my greatest joy. I can definitely say that.
Okay, excellent. And thank you all for your honesty and transparency. And thank you all for continuing to watch. Sister Medinah, what advice would you give to future wives?
I think it goes back to our biggest trials, is just to be patient with yourself during the process, because you are new in that new role. So it's kind of like starting a new job, right? So you may apply and you're like, oh yeah, I have all these credentials, but just wait till you get into the job. It's an on-the-job training. And once you get in, then where you can be a little like, I'll be a little late here, a little here. Or it's like, all right, I know I got to do these things. I see he's going to be tight. And that's based off of your husband, your relationship, your household, your children, if you have before you get married and then after you get married. So I think for women, you have to be patient for yourself, because I feel like a lot of times we may beat up on ourselves on our expectations, and just make sure that, I would say, being patient.
Okay, excellent. Brother Tariq, what advice would you give to future husbands?
What I would say, bros, is never stop grinding. A lot of times we can, we'll push to get her. We'll push hard, man. I'm bringing all the stops out, my best suit, cologne. You know what I'm saying? I'm building what she need. I'm gonna go fix the car. I'm gonna do all of this to woo her. And then we get her and we get a little lax. We get a little lazy. We get, you know what I'm saying? And these things is real, but at the end of the day, you know, you put forward an effort to show the best that you can be. So why would she want anything different now? You know what I'm saying? You show her the best. How can you regress now? Now, it's the hardest thing in the world to do. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm not going to tell you I do it. But I try to turn a switch on. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife could tell you, she'll see me do something, and then the moment it looks like, yo, what happened to him? Like, he just, out of nowhere, he's outside doing this. He's doing, because it's like, I literally have a conversation like, yo, bro, nah, turn it up. Like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were doing, a friend of mine was writing a book. And we had, I think Issa was just born. He was like 6 months old. And we had met her at like a Starbucks, my friend Araceli Cruz. And she had asked, or I don't remember what the conversation was, but Medinah had said to her, like, wow, you get the awake Tariq. I get the sleepy Tariq. And it was a joke. But Josh, I sat there, I'm like, dang, like, that's whack. I'm like, yo, but that's real. I said, when I go to work, I got to perform to a degree. So I got to be up. I got to be amped. I got to be a certain way. When I get home, bro, I'm trying to chill. Like, it's night. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. And so I'm like, yo, I need that cup of coffee before I get home. Like, a lot of times I'm getting that cup on my way to work. Cool. They can get the tired Tariq. Let them get that guy. Yeah. When I come home, I need to turn a gear up. Like, I can't really get too sleepy, because at the end of the day, we're looking at a man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who turns it up. You know what I'm saying? He turns it up when it comes to us. He'll go on a world tour, come back, do a press conference. Like, he turns it up. When, you know, and Josh, you know, I've been blessed to work with you over the years, you know, as you was my big bro, you know, when it came to working on the minister's detail, is that when I learned something different about myself, working on that, you know, working on detail, like, I'll get to a city, we up till 1, 2, 3 a.m. Got to be back up at 5. Yeah. 1 hour of sleep. We had a Savior's Day, 2 hours. The whole Savior's Day, slept 2 hours. Been there for 4 days. And it's like, yo, what was I pulling from? I was pulling from something. Yes, sir. Barely 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I was pulling from something. And so the minister, just being around him, was blessed to teach me, like, yo, there's something in there you're able to pull from when it's something that you want, when it's something that you find important. So if I find her that important, I got to pull from that same place. If I find my children that important, I got to pull from there. So I can't say I'm too tired. You can't be too tired. You tired. Yo, you gonna sleep? And my man in college say, yo, bro, you know, after sleep is death. And it's like, yo, you're right. Sleep is really the cousin of death. So it's like, yo, I'm good. I'll be up. Allah gonna give me what I need. You know what I'm saying? And so it's I'm just striving to pull from that, because, like, she deserves the best. And I thought about it one day, Josh. Sorry to be long-winded. No, take your time. But I was given an assignment to the juniors one day. And I said, design your lieutenant. I said, I want y'all to tell me the features of your lieutenant. Somebody who you believe your lieutenant should be like. They're like, he should be strong. He should be brolic. He should be smart. He should be a scientist. He should be able to beat people up. You know, they're describing a superhero, Josh. And I said, man, and I was driving home. And I said, man, what if I could design a husband for my wife? Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Josh? I said, what if I could design that guy? Somebody I believe she deserves. And I'm like, for one, damn, he'd probably be like 6'2", you know what I'm saying? Swole, like my man D9, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, whoa, probably knocking walls down. He'd be super smart. He'd be on a mother plane, come down to earth, all that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, what if I became that guy? You know, so, and it's hard, bro. I'm not gonna say I do it all the time. I gotta like things like opportunities like this remind me of those promises that I make to strive to be better. But it's I put myself in those type of thoughts because she's my friend. So you gotta remember, growing up, I was pairing her with people. I was calling my brother Rashad, my cousin Sharif. These people, yo man, yo Medinah bad. So I always was in that mode from our inception that I didn't think I was worthy. So I'm like, yo, but what if I design that guy and then decide to become that guy? You know what I'm saying? Who I believe she deserves. You know what I'm saying? When we think of the minister, she deserves him. So why not strive to be more and more like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you know?
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Oh, Brother Tariq, You done put some pressure on me, bro.
Come on, Big Job. We gotta step the standard up, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta step the standard up. We got to. Oh, praise be to Allah.
Naima K says wisdom. My sister Miriam says that's deep. And brother Omar said you're his role model.
Big O. My man.
My next question for you, Sister Medinah, is what do you do for fun?
Now?
Yes, ma'am.
During coronavirus?
We can go answer the past and present.
Maybe. No, maybe we can do that. So previously, I would say I do love to travel. I have a love for traveling. So that's one of my things that I like to do on my free time is go places or even research places that I want to go to. Like my Pinterest boards looks like, like all that type of stuff. So I do love to do that. When I had children, I slowed down the amount of travel and where we could go. But I think for the most part, I love to do active things and outside things, whether it's walking by the beach, taking a small hike, playing tennis, like sports. I like to do more activities like that. And now during COVID, when they closed all the parks, I was like, done. So now I've been spending a lot more of my time entertaining my sons. And for the most part, it's fun most days, unless, things happen with them and they're not happy or they're hungry or they have to change Pampers and all that good stuff. But for the most part, just making fun where I am now in the house. That's entertaining for me and that is fun. I like to research that type of stuff. Doing science and teaching, I love doing all that stuff. So there's a plethora of things that I like to do, and that's why he probably has a hard time because I like to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But now that we're inside and I'm like trying to figure out my new niche inside, that's why that's a harder question than it should be.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Tariq, what do you do for fun?
Man, okay, so right, like now, like after children, things change, fun changes, and you don't realize how it changes. But honestly, for me, it's probably the same from when I was in the 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I love getting up with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? That was always my element of fun. So even when like we earlier jumped on a Zoom meeting, Josh, with Brother Elijah Farrakhan, one of the bros, you know what I'm saying? One of my big bros growing up, and had a ball, because we were able to just build, it's like, just us getting together, drill has always been a part of, what I love to do growing up. So honestly, probably is the exact same it always has been, getting up with the brothers, man. Anything that we can do, if we just talking, if we building, whatever it is. And so it's like, by Allah's grace, I just bought last year, I guess, or a year and a half ago, bought a house, which we're in now, 2-family.
Praise be to Allah.
Allahu Akbar. And bought a 2-family. So my brother Kyrie is upstairs, with his beautiful family, married my cousin, you know what I'm saying? And so in the garage, we trying to figure out what we're going to do in there. So we start putting a little weight set in there. And so now my older brother comes by, works out, Kyrie comes down, trains us in the boxing. And so that becomes an element of fun. You know what I'm saying? The minister said you got to create a heaven where you are. Our mosque is where we are. So being able to have a location that you own or pay a mortgage on that becomes a little heaven for you, that now becomes our fun. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see my children play with his children, and our wives being able to be in the same space. Fun changes, and that becomes fun. Like you really sit back and say, "Dang, man, this is really dope." By Allah's grace, we're able to work out in a place that we own, that we're running, that no one tell us to leave. It's like this is us. So that's become our fun now. By Allah's grace.
I never knew that you and Brother Kyrie were so close. That's tight.
Yeah, sure.
Sister Medinah, and thank you all for watching People's Podcast. Sister Jadea is checking in from Brooklyn, saying "Travelers stand up." Thank you very much. Sister Medinah, what advice would you give to single people in general?
In general, in regards to relationships, or in
Yes, ma'am. No, general relationships. I don't want to say single sisters or brothers. I'm saying brothers or sisters. Single people.
Okay. That's a good question for just single people. I would say go in with your expectations, but don't keep them that strong, as in that firm. Because I know sometimes we go in with our big long list of what we're looking for and looking at, but God really knows who you need. So if you go in with your list, go in ready, Don't lower that, but be flexible with that list as well. Because you may think you need someone who is talkative and all that, and God's like, nah, you need somebody a little bit more mellow, or you may need some, so he knows better than you. So be more flexible with your future spouse, or who you think it is. Even if you go into that courtship and you're like, or you feel like you're not going to go into that courtship because like, oh, he's not my type or she's not my type. But if you go in open-minded with your list, but open-minded, I think we'll be more successful with making more marriages and being sure that hoping that more marriages work if we are more flexible with it.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, and thank you all for continuing to watch. Brother Tariq, sir, what advice would you give to single people?
What I would give to single people overall, whether it's sisters or brothers, men or women, is the minister teaches us that especially for a man, if you don't know what your mission is, if you don't know what you want to do, you don't really deserve a woman. You know what I'm saying? The woman is identified by Allah to be a help you meet your goals and objectives. But if you don't have any goals, you don't need a helper. You don't need anyone to help you. And the minister said, you said it so cold. He said, she can't help you do nothing.
Yeah.
Or if she is helping you do nothing, y'all ain't doing nothing. So, you're going to produce nothing. And that's happened in our communities. You know what I'm saying? We've seen children who do nothing because their parents produced them from nothing and they didn't have nothing. They didn't have plans for anything.
Yes, sir.
But because Allah is the best of planners, those children can sometimes grow to be the greatest of all time. But what I would say is continue on your path, understand where you need to go personally. Whatever your growth pattern is, establish your plan, establish where you want to see yourself within the next year, 5 years, 10 years. And you might say, well, I don't know. Put a stake in the ground. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. Everything won't be perfect. You got talent, you got skills. You make something, you call it, okay, I'm going to do this. You're going to be a Renaissance man anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be a Renaissance woman anyway. So you settle yourself. You say, I'm going to do this. And then from that point, now you can call on Allah for him to reveal to you, whom do you think can help me and where I said I want to go?
Yes, sir.
Because I thought I knew what I wanted. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Allah gave me someone who had a particular ability for organization, who had a particular ability for something she has management skills. I'm not a natural manager. By nature, I'm not a manager. I'm not a delegator by nature. My wife is a delegator by nature. She knows as soon as she gets the task, I'm not doing none of these tasks. I know who's going to do them though. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm the type, I'm doing it all. And I'm going to try my best to relinquish it to you in time. But I didn't know I needed that, Josh. I had no idea. I learned that I was a bad manager. Like, oh man, I really suck at this, But the reason we learned that from each other growing up, or it was because we worked together. I was the captain of the junior FY. She was the lead in her Vanguard class. So whenever we had to work together, I had to learn that just from working with her. But it was years before I had to learn what I didn't have that skill set, So for anybody who's single, continue to grow. And I'm never gonna down anyone who in their mind, because I had one of my cousins who I love very much was like, yo, I'm gonna be a housewife. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. And I'm like, if that's what you do, that's beautiful, But when you begin to move forward your life, regardless of that, if you want to plug into that role, once that role comes, cool. But let's say you don't get married right after school. Let's say you don't get married right away. There's no one hiring for that, right? Unless you're gonna be some other arrangement, which is weird. But there's no one hiring for that, which means you have to settle something that you're going to do as a woman growing in your passion, in your path. As the minister said, the house is your base.
Yes, sir.
For growth, you know. So if you plug into that once you get married, cool. But until then, you have to still follow your interests, your path. And then once y'all meet one another, boom, it's going to explode. And you're going to find someone who complements, you compliment what they want to do, they compliment what you're going to do. So my biggest thing is never just set a cap. You continue to grow. And I feel like Allah is going to put someone right in your path who's going to amplify that. You know what I'm saying? Now that cousin of mine is, I mean, she's growing beyond in her passion, in her skill set. And Allah's going to bless her with somebody who's going to, you know, take it above, and they're going to grow an empire because she's now established her lifestyle and where she wants to go. And, you know, just to double back to some advice is, you know, once, you know, as men, you know, she's our help meet.
Yes, sir.
But
yes,
you got to
sir.
remember that before she met you, she had some goals.
Yeah.
She had some objectives.
Yeah.
And if you don't make her goals a part of yours, you're going to end up with a resentful woman. You could potentially end up with a resentful woman because she helped you build your empire, but you didn't recognize that she had an element of that. You know what I'm saying? We always say that Drake's on, she wasn't what you shooting in the gym.
Yeah.
But she was the gym.
Yeah, you teach her that. You teach her that.
She was the gym. She was the reason you went to play ball. So I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I knew where he was going with that. It was a song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is that she had goals. And so that's why I was like, the year after we got married, I think she went to Tanzania. Senegal. I always get that wrong. I don't know where she went. She went some damn where. You know what I'm saying? But my thing was, I'm not holding this girl back. It was weird. My wife's traveling. I'm home. Like, she's mad far. She's with this dude's in there or whatever. But my thing was, you married a traveler. Bruh, like, what's the...
Yeah.
That's like you marry a fighter and you gonna tell her to stop fighting? That, okay, you could do that, but it's kind of dumb if you think that that's gonna happen. So I married a traveler. I had to understand that she's gonna continue to travel. You know, so that's one of my goals is to see if I can get her back. I mean, Corona season is different, but it's like, all right, man, if she needs to do something, man, I got to strive to make that a part of my goals the best that I can. Sometimes it's not feasible, but when it is, you know, you do your best that you can, bro. So, you know, by Allah's grace, we strive to do that. It doesn't always work perfectly, but, you know, you strive to do the best you can.
Praise be to Allah. Well, I want to thank you both for giving us some inspiration as well as some powerful information. Thank you all for coming on the People's Podcast. Thank you all for watching. Sister Naomi K, Sister Jadea, everyone who came on. Sister Jadea, Sister Naomi K says, "Come on, Brother Tariq." Sister Jadea says, "This is just notice that y'all split." Sister Jadea, if you was here on time, you would have noticed that we already addressed the AirPods. But thank you all for coming on. This is my first time meeting Sister Medinah. Honor to meet you, ma'am. Brother Tariq, may Allah continue to bless you, to raise strong sons. Great. You inspire us from afar and those who I'm sure who are close as well. I love you, bro. And inshallah, we look forward to seeing each other when all this is over, inshallah. So may Allah continue to bless you all as a couple and, you know, married. And thank you all for watching People's Podcast. And I'm going to put this on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. No.